Hi everybody, it is Ginell Cooper. I'm here today starting a brand new segment that I am gonna do every week on my channel, and we're gonna call it Tuesday Techniques. I'm gonna start, our first technique is going to be stitch marking. And I have to tell you that I railed against stitch marking forever. And I don't know why, I don't know if it was a point of pride or what, but once I started working with fancier stitches, I started going, okay, I see the value. And I know that some of you on my channel are still trying to figure out how to make your stitches nice and straight. So I think that this is a good time to talk about that. So what I've got here is 3 little samples of what I'm stitch marking. These are actually 2 stitches that I'm going to be teaching on my other new segment that's called Saturday Stitches. This first one is called the Alpine Stitch, which I believe is going to be the stitch I'm going to use for my poncho. And then this is the lemon peel stitch. I keep calling the orange peel stitch just because I chose to use orange yarn. And then this is just single crochet in sock yarn. So the reason I brought these 3 examples is because I just wanted to show you some different reasons why you might want to stitch mark. One great reason for stitch marking is to keep it from coming unraveled. So whenever I'm working with a piece and I have to set it down and walk away, I always take a pin or a stitch marker and just hold that stitch so that it doesn't come out and unravel while I'm gone, because, you know, magically sometimes that happens, right? This is the end of the corner there. See how nice and straight that side is? That's what you're trying to accomplish. And sometimes it's harder to do when you're working with a more intricate stitch like this one. Look at these little trees. I just love them. So what I'm gonna do is the top part of an alpine stitch is just single crochet all the way across. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna chain up 1 and turn it. And then I'm gonna do my first single crochet. That is the first stitch for that row and the last stitch when I come back. So I am going to mark that so I know where to put my last stitch when I come back. And then I'm just gonna do my single crochets all the way down till I get to the other side. So when you get to the end of a row, I have marked the stitch that I ended on, or that I started on when I was going this direction. Thank goodness, because when I get to the end of this row, I feel like this should be the last stitch. But if I do that, I'm gonna lose my stitch count and my piece will start to go this way. So now that I'm here and I have stitch marked it, I know that even though it looks like it should be the last stitch, isn't. And the final stitch is right here. Second guessing yourself in crochet is probably what costs us the most time. So if you can save yourself time by marking your stitches, you'll be a much happier camper, I promise. So this one, I've already started going back on this one. Start with a single crochet and I mark it so I know that that is, and this is very important on this particular stitch because it tends to kind of round down. On this stitch, when you come, you'll see when you get to the end, it tends to sort of round to the side, and so you naturally think that you're supposed to stop a stitch sooner than you're actually supposed to stop. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my lemon peel / orange peel stitch all the way down. So I've come to the end of this row, and the other good thing about marking stitches is it also helps you to know that you are doing it correctly. So for instance, the lemon peel stitch is a 2-stitch repeat. So you wanna do it in even numbers. And if I get to the end and it's like I'm ending with a single crochet, double crochet, and that's kind of what we've repeated all the way across. If I get to the end and it's not correct, I'll know because I know that that is supposed to be the last stitch. So now you may be asking yourself, why is she making these swatches so big? Well, I have a purpose for them. So I am making these swatches. Actually, I was originally making them so that I could figure out what stitch I wanted to use for my poncho video, which is coming up. And I think that they're both so cute, but I think I've decided that I just love this Alpine Stitch. I just love how soft it is and how it feels. So that's why I'm doing that. But the reason I made my swatches this big instead of like this big is because on our next Tuesday Techniques, I'm gonna teach you how to make a 20 by 5-inch swatch, right, into a twisted head wrap. And I'm gonna do that with all of these. So check out next Tuesday's techniques and you'll see that. This is a piece I'm working on that is, I'm literally just winging it. It's just an idea that I have that I want to see if it'll work. And if it does work, I will make a video for you if you guys want me to. I want this to gradually expand outward, right? And then come back in. So when I do my stitch increases, I only want to do them every 5 rows. So, and when you're working in the round, like I am on this, it's hard to tell where your rows start and end, especially when you're working in single crochet because it all blends together, right? So this is, I marked where I did my increase row. I'm going to do 5 rows in between. So I know there's 1, 2, 3. I have 2 more rows to go. Then I'll do another increase row. I'll mark that one, and then I'll continue on. And that's also how I'll do the decreases coming back down too. So just another great reason to use stitch markers. It just kind of keeps everything on track. If you like Technique Tuesday, please let me know in the comments, and also be sure to subscribe because it's going to be every week. So I'll see you on the next one. Bye.